With this one, this is a factory insole. Factory insoles, the majority of the time, you can roll up like a taco. Welcome to Early Bird Picker. My name is Rafa. I'm a reseller on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and Amazon. When you're a reseller, it's the best thing if you can become an expert in one or multiple specific areas of reselling. For me, so far, my only specific expert area of reselling is in flipping high-end specialty running and walking shoes. Many of you guys have heard me say this before, but I have some new subscribers. I always just like to explain how I've come to have this knowledge of running and walking shoes that are specialty high-end. I worked in a specialty running and walking shoe store for over a decade combined. I worked there 3 different times from the course of 2006 to 2020. And so I've seen a lot of changes in the shoe industry, and I've just gained a ton of knowledge. It's, like I said, it's my expert area of picking. Whenever I go thrifting and looking for things to resell, the shoe racks are pretty much the first place I start. It's my easiest thing that I spot. I can usually spot high-end, high-quality shoes from across the store. They just stand out to me. They just have a different look, and I go grab them and try to stack them up in my cart as fast as possible. I've had my channel going for a couple years now. I keep saying that I want to make reselling content specifically to help other people that are resellers learn how to flip high-end specialty running and walking shoes. When it comes to shoes, because I know about high-end specialty running and walking shoes, that's kind of a trickle-down effect. I know some about comfort shoes, orthopedic shoes, hiking shoes. Once you know a lot about one particular category, about like the high-end running shoes, there's kind of a trickle-down effect where you just start learning about other types of shoes that are kind of similar, even though I didn't necessarily sell them while I was working at the running shoe store. So like I've said, I've been wanting to make this content honestly for a couple years now, but the biggest problem is I just had no idea where to start. When you've been doing something over the course of a couple decades and you've seen a lot of changes, it's just really hard to know where to start with making content. What I think I finally decided is a little bit like when you're learning to play a new board game and someone says, instead of reading the instructions start to finish, let's just start playing and see how it goes. And so that's really what I've decided to do, what I think is best. Instead of trying to sit down and plan content piece after content, I'm just going to start making content. It's not necessarily going to be in any order. I'll probably repeat myself some from video to video. Here are the big things that I do want to cover over the course of my series. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to name it yet, but it is going to be a series. I'll call it out in the title, so if you don't really care about flipping running shoes, you'll just know to move on to the next video. So some things that I really want to make sure that I cover in the content are brands that you want to resell and watch out for that are BOLO brands, condition issues with the shoes, what to buy, what to not buy, what to watch out for, shoe anatomy. I want you to sound like an expert when you're reselling your shoes, when you're making your item description. Call it out by the actual shoe anatomy name so the person knows that you know what you're talking about. How to look shoes up by their style name and their style code. Sizes that are more common and desirable and will resell faster versus others that are not. Within the BOLO brands, what specific shoe models are the one to really watch out for versus the ones that just don't sell as well. I'm sure I'll cover a lot more in my series. I'll probably just keep it ongoing year after year, to be really honest. And so this is the first video of that series. And in this first video, we're specifically covering one shoe anatomy terminology and a condition issue that you got to watch out for with that associated shoe anatomy term. So in this video upcoming, it's going to be pretty short. We're going to cover the topic of shoe insoles and then condition issues that you have to watch out for when you're buying shoes to resell, specifically with the shoe insoles. I would really love feedback on this particular video. Let me know if there's any questions that you guys have about reselling running shoes, what you need to know, what type of any question at all, really, because that helps kind of guide me when I'm moving forward in making some of this content. Likely to, whenever I start picking for shoes, I'll take you along with me and I'll take you through my decision process about why I'm buying shoes, why I'm passing on others. I will say for the most part, I'm really pretty picky when it comes to reselling shoes. I really hate spending money on shoes and then having them just sit around here in the nest. If you like this type of content, please be sure and like this video. Leave me a comment with anything I left out, what more you want to know, and subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed already. Alright, here's a shoe content I promised. When it comes to high-end specialty walking and running shoes, 99% of them are going to have a removable manufacturer's insole or liner. So as far as shoe anatomy goes, the liner that pulls out of the shoe this would be considered an insole, a sock liner, a footbed, or just like a general insert. There are several shoe anatomy terms for this, original manufacturer liner to the shoe. Here's what you want to watch out for. First of all, Pretty often whenever I'm thrifting or going to garage sales for looking to buy shoes, I'll find that the shoe does not have the original manufacturer's insole in it. It might just be bare altogether. It may not seem like it, but if a shoe does not have an insole at all, it really hurts the resale value of the shoe. Unless someone wears like some type of custom or over-the-counter orthotic that they already have at home, they don't want to purchase a shoe that then they're going to have to, on top of, go buy sock liners for. They'll just purchase somebody else's that already has a sock liner. So if you're going to buy shoes without the insert, just know that it's going to hurt the resale value. The next thing you want to watch out for is that the sock liner or the insole that is in the shoe is the one that actually matches the shoe. You can see on this one, it's red, so I mean, I would say this is definitely the one that goes with this. Usually the liner would be marked New Balance, and so I think that it probably was. I think it's just missing the N. You can see the B, so I think there probably was an NB there. The red matches the red. I would just 99% say this is the New Balance insert. There you go. It says it right there on the bottom. And so this is a match. Here I've got this pair of a LL Bean, like really kind of just nice casual walking shoe. It's high quality leather, nice midsole, nice outsole. I checked the insole though. It says Walk Hero. I'm guessing that this is not the original insole to this shoe. So aside from finding shoes that have no insoles at all, sometimes you're going to find that the shoe does have insoles, but it's an aftermarket insole, and you want to make sure to call that out to the buyer as well. They may not want an aftermarket insole. A lot of times aftermarket insoles are a lot more rigid, just a lot more material to them. They may want the original manufacturer's insole. So that is the case here. With this one, this is a factory insole. Factory insoles, the majority of the time, you can roll up like a taco. With an aftermarket over-the-counter or custom insole, a lot of times are a lot more rigid. So look at this one. The front part has flex to it, but this back part, I'm putting quite a bit of pressure. There's no bend to it, so it's just a lot more rigid. Doesn't say anything about LL Bean on it. The other thing is, it's really hard to spot, but it's right here. There's a little hump right there. You can kind of see it in that angle. That's called a metatarsal pad. A lot of people don't like that in their insole, and so that would be really annoying to someone. When I go to list this shoe, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my photos like this, really calling out the fact that this insole, there's something going on with the fact that it does not fully match the shoe. When you find an aftermarket insole, whether it's over-the-counter or custom insole inside the shoe, the other thing you got to worry about is that it does not fully fit the length of the shoe. Maybe someone cut it too short. It's really annoying to have an insole that doesn't go the full length of the shoe. Say it's missing like a ½ inch or an inch. Most people don't want their big toe to feel like a drop-off from the insoles in the shoe. So that's something that you're going to need to do if you find an aftermarket insole, is stick your hand inside and feel to see if the edge fully meets the end of the shoe, and if not, call it out in the description.